Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tank12. However you wanna call me, I don't really care. And welcome back to World of Tanks. Now, this is just a quick disclaimer. Any of the videos that you are watching now, after the 22nd of February are going to be pre-recorded because I'm not going to be here for 3 weeks because I have to go back to the army and I'll not be available for at least 3 weeks. So don't be mad if I do not answer your comments or if I do not cover like really interesting events that are going on. So just so you know, I have to kind of add some videos in there. It's going to be more gameplay footage and, you know, some decent games I've had in the last couple of days, and it should be still like 2 videos per week with some reviews in there, but there are no real kind of debates or discussions. I still want to do a video where I do talk about the high explosive changes that are happening currently on the sandbox server, because I actually played the sandbox server a little bit and the high explosive changes weren't as thrilling. It's kind of like how we expected it to be. And yeah, I also wanted to check out the test server and to take a look at the or the buffed premium tanks. And yeah, we're probably going to do that today, or at least I'm going to be recording that today. But today we're going to be taking a look at the Bourrasque, and this vehicle is probably one of the best premium medium tanks you can get in the game. And I think the year 2020 and 2019 was probably the best year for premium vehicles, because they released some of the craziest premiums or some of the best medium premium tanks during that time, with the Bourrasque, with the Progetto 46, and with the Object 274A, which is probably also quite good. It was the last marathon. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it because there was just too much going on. I didn't have the time for it, and I don't have the time for the 122 TM. So, back to the gameplay. We're in a Bourrasque and we're playing in a tier 8 match only, and basically, let's say about 80% of our vehicles are premium. That's how tier 8 has, yeah, that's what tier 8 is now. It's just a premium galore, and yeah, everyone needs credits and people need to play the premium tanks. So, this is a really interesting match I had. The Bourrasque is a medium tank that actually kind of fits more into the into the category of a light tank than a medium, and the only thing that really sets, or the thing that really makes this vehicle, is that it has a crazy good 105mm gun. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is it 105? Yeah, 105mm gun. That is the same one that you, or very similar one that you have to the EBR 105. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar in a lot of the categories. And it hits really hard for a tier 8 medium tank. Having 2 shots in your clip, you have two shots in one clip, and each one does 360 alpha damage. Now 360 alpha damage, that can go all the way up to maybe 490 if you add the 25% on top of it, and that is quite strong. This tank also has very good camouflage values, very good mobility values, and is overall just a really competitive vehicle. But let's get back to the game before we talk more about the Bourrasque. You can see that we have already lost 4 tanks. Now, usually what happens on this map is the heavy tanks go down the 9 and 0 line, where they fight it out at the broken Zeppelin. You know, here you can see the destroyed airships. And the heavy tanks brawl it out over there. Artillery is going to be, you know, taking pop shots, and as soon as one of the enemies or one of the teams breaks through, usually the tank destroyers waiting on the other side will punish them for doing so, or the artillery. This time you can see that our heavy tanks are facing inevitable destruction because they don't have the manpower. The enemy tanks just did better, and you can see we're going to be losing that flank very quickly. So what am I doing right here? My idea is that this bush and the Bourrasque that I have, it is basically completely sorted out for spotting and mobility. This tank is a vehicle that I want to use very, let's say I want to use it as a multi-purpose medium tank that can spot, that can do damage, and that can, be mobile enough to support the team wherever they need me on the map. So this spot right here allows you to see all of the enemies that are on the hill right there if they push in, and it allows you to spot, usually it allows you to spot these guys if they are crossing. So my idea right here is I want to spot these guys while they're crossing in, because it's inevitable that they are destroying our heavy tanks and that we're going to lose that flank. And our tank destroyers, we have 2 up there, we have 3 over there, they are able to take them out. The thing is just that we have a G-Saw right in that bush, he's spotting for us, so I'm kind of just an extra right here. So yeah, my idea is now to deal with these guys in this little hot pocket where we know that there are several tank destroyers and a medium tank, the Bourrasque. He knows that I'm somewhere here, he's firing at our position, and I'm just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Because I know if I shoot, he's gonna light me up. If he's going to go behind this back though, he's not going to be able to spot me. So there's the Bourrasque, and I think we're able to finish him right there. I did track him. That tracking shot allowed us to, or allowed our team to deal some damage to him, and we take out a very dangerous adversary. Now the thing is, we know that the 1-2 line is very, very thinly covered at the moment. We know that there's a SU-101, there is a SU-130 PM, and there is a G-Saw in the middle of the park. I got spotted by the Renegade, probably because I moved into the bush from the side instead of from the back. So I decide to fall back right here. I know that this tank has really good camouflage values, and I decide to move up again, and this time from behind. So obviously the enemy team, if they think about it, they probably would know that I'm still going to be here. And there is the STRV S1. It would be really, really nice to hit him, or the ST-130 PM. But I know if I do fire now, I'm going to be an easy target and I'm going to get picked off. So what I am trying to do right now is exactly what the G-Saw was doing previously, to spot these guys. But it's kind of difficult because the 2 vehicles that are in the back at C4 and C5, they're actually the only ones to be able to shoot the STRV S1, unless the WZs move up. But since that is kind of difficult, C4, like both of these tanks, are kind of, they're out in the open. So anyone, if the SU-101 spots them, and he's really smart, he moves into the position behind them. So he's behind our line of defense. And we have to deal with him. We have to take him out because he's going to be able to spot every single one of us. We'll have to focus on 2 fronts, on 2 kind of directions. That's not going to bode well with our team or with us. And I have the mobility, I have the alpha damage to take care of the SU-101 if needed. So right there you can see the Charioteer is moving in on the SU-101. We just spotted the SU-130 PM. And I decide to assist the Charioteer. I'm still thinking about what to do. And I just saw a tree fall right in that ditch. So I know somebody's coming in. Somebody's closing the distance. I know it's important to keep that Charioteer kind of alive, or I know that he's going to die. So I use this to actually flank around and see if I can spot the enemies that are sitting right here to get some pressure onto these guys. So there's the SU-130 PM. I put 1 into him. I decide to flee and probably reload. And that allows us to have some crucial time to now move into the SU-101, because I know that the SU-101 is going to be a problem. He's already shooting in WZ, he took out the Charioteer, and we do not want to have a crossfire on our guys. So we have to take care of the SU-101. I just saw a tree fall, and the ISU-152 decides to suicide push the SU-130 PM, and if he just have waited, for me, we would have been able to do it together. So with the high alpha damage of this vehicle, that really not a lot of other tier 8 premiums have, the high alpha damage with the mobility coupled together makes this vehicle such an aggressive and dangerous opponent. this is a real aggressive threat. So right here, unfortunately, the gun handling is not the greatest on this vehicle. So I miss the SU-130PM. I'm not able to hit him and save our ISU-152, but we're able to take him out in the end. And we have done about 2,100 damage. And we've saved, or we almost saved, we avenged our ISU. And you can see I'm a bit annoyed that the ISU decided to suicide, because this is a really close match. We still have an IS-3A, we have a G-SOAR, and we have a Yak Tiger 88. So now we are going to be in the advantage, because I have the best view range probably out of all the tanks. I have the best camouflage values, and I'm basically like a little scout, so I can really be effective for my team. We still have 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and I decide to sit in a bush that is actually quite, like, you know, it's a standard bush that a lot of people use when they're playing on this map. But it allows you a lot of different lines of sight. You can watch into all of the main positions where the enemy might be pushing from. And right now we have 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, so time is not the most pressing issue, but it's going to be in just a minute or two. It's going to tick away, and then we'll have to do something. So I'm just waiting. I'm seeing just looking if somebody's going to move up, do anything, because I think a lot of people are happy with a draw in the end as long as it's not a loss. But I think if you are drawing it out, it's basically a loss, because you can play for the win, and that's how you should go for it. You know, you should go for it, because in the end, if you do win, even though if you lose, you tried, if you win, it's going to be a great game, you're going to have a lot of experience, and it's going to be really thrilling. That's why we're playing this game, right? So I decided to move up, because I see that the timer is running down, and I do have the view range, so I'm going to be moving up in just a second again to the next position, trying to see the IS-3A, the G-SOAR, or the Yak Tiger 88. And there is the G-SOAR 1000-008. And he seems to be AFK. So a really weird turn of event. It looks like he disconnected. He must have had some kind of connection issue, because the last tank that spotted the G-SOAR was us. And really dumb, like right there you can see I just missed the G-SOAR, which is super weird. But I do know he's AFK. He's not going to be coming back anytime soon, so I'm just going to be sitting here and I'm going to be farming him. And the WZ-120 1FT is going to move up, and you're going to see that it's going to be quite an important detail, that the WZ-120 1FT is going to be moving up, because right there is a IS-3A, and yeah, IS-3A with an auto reloader. He would have gotten us killed really quickly right there, but luckily the WZ-120 moved up to support me, and he took out the IS-3A. That was a bit of a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have just sat next to the G-SOAR. I should have maybe moved back a little bit and, you know, used the range to my advantage. And yeah, now we're looking for the Yak Tiger 88. The Yak Tiger 88 could be sitting at the back of the map. He could be near the spawn. The last time he was spotted, he was actually on the heavy tank alley on the 0 and 9 line. So we're expecting him to be sitting in the back at K9. But yeah, let's see if he's sitting back there. He's probably not. I can give you that, guys, that much. So if you look over here, like, there are so many tanks. Like, this is a real graveyard of vehicles. And you don't really see that too often anymore, where there are really a lot of tanks slugging it out over there, because you can actually do a lot more damage if you hit them from the side. And yeah, it's a position that just isn't as good as it used to be. It used to be quite effective in your heavy tank. You could be really aggressive right there. So there is the Yak Tiger 88. I think we bounced the first shot, but the second one we somehow put right into him, although the building was right in front of me. So yeah, that was a good game. 5 kills, 3,231 damage, 1,529 assistance damage, and we managed to turn the game around, although we were down, I think, about 3 tanks. And then we turned it around, and obviously the G-Sword was AFK. That helped us out a great deal, because the G-Sword, you know, with the auto loading function, having 4 shells in his magazine would have been really nasty if we would have had to face him. So in the end, we played a nice game. We got the maximum out of it. We fought until the end, and then we tried a little bit, you know, got a bit lucky with the IS-3A, that the timing with the WZ-120 was just perfect. But in the end, it was a very, very good game. So, what do you guys think about this gameplay? Tell me all about it in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe as always. And what do you think about the Bourrasque? This is certainly one of my favorite premium medium tanks. It's really great. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.